Alright, old school NBA fans, self-research, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. I want to give a special thanks to my man, Fernando, a longtime supporter of this channel. Thank you so much, my man, from Costa Rica. Sure appreciate you. And also to Isle Sabag, another longtime supporter and very generous contributor. Thank you, my man. In this video here, I'm revisiting the Scottie Pippen is a top 5 all-time small forward. Now that is a bold claim to make because there have been so many great small forwards. He's not, and I've heard people like FYF Sports, that clown that I did the video about yesterday, other people too have made mention to this. In fact, he said Pippen should get consideration for a top 10 all-time player. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. What a joke. But what I got here is I took a real close look at the top 75 small forwards. There are 16 of them. Now, sure, there's some other really good small forwards who weren't top 75, but I'm not sure they would crack the 16 here. So I'm simply going to compare them. Now, again, this is on paper, and this is by no means the be-all, end-all that will tell you the whole story. But it will give you a really good idea as far as individual player-wise. And at the end, I'm going to give you my ranking of these top 16 small forwards. So in order of when they started in the NBA is how I'll do it. First, we got Paul Arizin, a guy I think very highly of. 3 times he was first-team All-NBA, 3 times top 5 for MVP. He was an 81% free throw shooter, which is a universal comparison. That's why free throw percentage is always something I like to use because it goes across all generations. He averaged 22.8 points per game, 8.6 rebounds, 2.3 assists. Weren't able to track his steals. He won 1 championship, and he would have won a Finals MVP if such a thing existed. He was the best player on the 1956 Philadelphia Warriors. That matters. He got 2 scoring titles. He also has a field goal percentage title, which is actually pretty nice for a small forward. He might be the only one to have such a thing. But perhaps the most impressive of all is Paul Arizin, in all 10 years that he played, was an all-star every single season, a perfect 10 for 10. That is really nice. And this is a guy who missed 2 years in his prime to go fight in the war. I think it was his age 24 and 25-year-old season. That is very impressive on a human level, no doubt about it. Elgin Baylor, what can you say? The guy was amazing. 10-time first-team All-NBA, 7-time top 5 for MVP. He was a career 78% free throw shooter, a hair low, but okay. This is the stuff here that's unbelievable. Of all 16 players on the list, he leads in points per game, 27.4. More than LeBron, more than Bird, more than Durant. And he didn't have a three-point line either. And also leads all top 75 small forwards in rebounds per game at 13.5. And this was not a 6'10 kind of player either. Very impressive. Also, an above average 4.3 assists per game. And if you understand basketball in the late 50s and into the 60s, you know assists per game were a lot harder to come by. This is a great player. His steals were not available, but now we get to the Achilles heel. He never won a championship. That's always going to hold him back. Even with another great player like Jerry West, or multiple great players of Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain. With Wilt Chamberlain, the greatest scorer the NBA has ever seen as far as just points per game goes, he led the playoffs in points per game 4 times. That's very impressive. Dave DeBusschere, I think he came in 1963. He never made first-team All-NBA or top 5 MVP. He was only a 69.9% free throw shooter. However, 16.1 points per game, nothing to write home about there. 11 rebounds a game, that's really good. 2.9 assists. Couldn't track his steals. He won 2 championships, though. He was a top 3 player on 2 championships, the 70 and the 73 Knicks. Dave DeBusschere was 6 times all defense, and he would have got more had they had those back in the 60s. He's probably at least a 10-time all defensive player. To me, he's a little bit of a poor man's white Scottie Pippen. Now, he got more rebounds than Pippen did. Pippen got more assists, but around the same effectiveness. Obviously, Pippen better, more athletic, more versatile. But when you look at their free throw percentage, their points per game, and their all-around game, and these two players being two-way players, you can see a lot of similarities in their games, for sure. John Hondo Havlicek, 4 times first-team All-NBA, twice top 5 for MVP, 81.5% free throw shooter, which is good, 20.8 points, 6.3 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.2 steals, but again, we couldn't track his whole career, only in his 30s essentially. 8 championships, but probably none as the best player. You could make an argument in the 70s, maybe he was. He did win a Finals MVP, but so did JoJo White, and Dave Cowens won a league MVP. So kind of hard to say he was ever the best player. He's got the Finals MVP, and he was 8-time All-Defense. Very impressive for John Havlicek, who also didn't get a chance to rack up any All-Defenses in the 60s. Billy Cunningham, 1-time All-ABA first team, 3 times first team All-NBA, 3 times top 5 for MVP, a 73% free throw shooter, 21.2 points, 10.4 rebounds. That's really nice. 4.3 assists, 1.8 steals, but again, we couldn't track his first few years on that. 1 championship, that would have been part of the 67 76ers. He won an ABA MVP. A really good, well-rounded player, Billy Cunningham. Rick Barry, a great player. He's in my top 30 firmly. 4 times was first team All-ABA, 5 times first team All-NBA. And like I tell people, he was making first team All-NBAs, then he went to the ABA, and then came back to the NBA making first team All-NBAs. So it's clear this guy would have made first team All-NBAs the whole way through, no doubt about it. A very impressive resume. 6 times top 5 for MVP, and career 89.3% free throw shooter. You'll find that's the best on this list. A career 24.8 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 4.9 assists, 2.0 steals. He's got 1 championship in 1975, upsetting the Bullets. He's got a Finals MVP, 2 scoring titles, 7 free throw titles, and a steals title. And a very impressive resume from Rick Barry. Dr. J, same thing. 4 first-team All-ABA, 5 first-team All-NBA. 9-time top 5 for MVP, both between the ABA and NBA. 77.7% career free throw shooter. 24.2 points, 8.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, 2.0 steals. 3 championships, 2 of them in the ABA, 1 NBA. 4-time MVP, 3 ABA, 1 NBA. 2-time ABA playoff MVP. They did it different. They didn't just do the finals. They did the whole playoffs. And he did get 1 all-defense in the ABA. Larry Bird, 9-time first-team All-NBA, 9-time top 5 for MVP, a career 88.6% free throw shooter, 24.3 points, 10 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.7 steals, 3 championships, 3 MVPs, 2 finals MVPs, 3 times all-defense, and 4 free throw titles. That is an unbelievable resume. James Worthy, he never made All-NBA or top 5 MVP, at least not first team. A 76.9% free throw shooter, 17.6 points, 5.1 rebounds, 3 assists, 1.1 steals, 3 championships, including a finals MVP. Now, his career was cut a little short. He probably should have had another few years in him, but it is what it is. But he was on 3 championship teams, and I believe 2 of them as the second best player. Dominique Wilkins, he's got 1-time first-team All-NBA, and that's what happens when you have Dr. J and Larry Bird as forwards, and then you got like Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. It was tough for Dominique. He was great. 3 times he was top 5 for MVP. 81.1% free throw shooter, a career 24.8 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.3 steals. He never won a championship. He does have a scoring title, but man, this guy was such a great offensive rebounder. Probably the best I saw who was a small forward, a wing player, you could say. He was the best offensive rebounding wing player that I've ever seen. Now, I didn't get to see Dr. J when he was younger. I understand he was awesome at it, but I never got to see it. Scottie Pippen, 3 times first-team All-NBA, twice top 5 for MVP. A career 70.4% free throw shooter, below average, 16.1 points per game, the exact same as Dave DeBusschere, like I was saying. A lot of similarities between these two. 6.4 rebounds, 5.2 assists, 2.0 steals per game, 6 championships, 10 times all defense, and 1 steals title. Paul Pierce was never All-NBA first team or top 5 for MVP, 80.6% free throw shooter. In his career, he averaged 19.7 points, 5.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 1.3 steals, the 1 championship in 08. No, he was not the best player. However, he did get a Finals MVP. He never led the league in anything. Carmelo Anthony never made first team All-NBA. 1 time he was top 5 for MVP. A career 81.4% free throw shooter, 22.5 points, 6.2 rebounds, 2.7 assists, 1 steal, never won a championship. He did win 1 scoring title, and I believe he was ripped off of Rookie of the Year. He led in win shares. He got his team into the playoffs, led in points per game and field goal percentage over Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, LeBron James, any other rookie. Clearly, he was the best guy. LeBron James, guy's played, feels like, for a quarter century now. 13 times first team All-NBA. 14 times was top 5 for MVP. 73.7% career free throw shooter. 27.0 points, 7.5 rebounds, 7.4 assists, 1.5 steals, 4 championships. I won't even get into how he won those. 4 MVPs, 4 Finals MVPs, 6-time All-Defensive Player, 1 scoring title, and 1 steals title. As far as league leaders goes, he does leave a lot to be desired over a 22-year career. But they voted him in, all these Finals MVPs and first-team All-NBAs. He's got the 27 points a game, whether he plays for stats or not, but he is not the best scorer on this list. You already saw Elgin Baylor is the leader in small forwards between top 75s. And this guy is actually number 2 in scoring among small forwards. Kevin Durant, 6 times first-team All-NBA, 6 times top 5 for MVP, a career 88.2% free throw shooter, 27.2 points, 7 rebounds, 4.4 assists, 1 steal, 2 championships, another guy who has some questionable ethics in winning those, 1 MVP, 2 Finals MVP, 4 scoring titles. And I think he does have 1 free throw title also. And that just leaves Kawhi Leonard, 3 times first team All-NBA, 3 times top 5 for MVP, an 86% free throw shooter, 20.1 points, 6.4 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.7 steals, and 2 championships for his career, 2 Finals MVPs, 2 Defensive Players of the Year, and he's the only one on this list to have that, and he's got 2 of them, 7 times All Defense, and 1 steals title. So those are the 16. You can make cases for this, put this guy here, put this guy there. I've already got a rating system that already has the top 7 on this list, so I'm obviously going to just stick with that. The back 9, though, I didn't use any kind of formula or nothing like that. I just kind of went by who I think should go where. And you guys free to disagree. You should have this guy there, whatever. That's fine. No problem at all. The back half is definitely a rough draft, but I'm pretty solid on the front 8. First, I'll give you the 6 guys who are not in the top 10. Number 16, I got Carmelo Anthony. I thought he was a good player, but he's a fringe top 75. You could easily swap him out with a Tracy McGrady or a Alonzo Mourning, an Artis Gilmore. You'd have no issue with that. Maybe a Gus Johnson, There's several guys you could definitely swap in. Dan Issel, I would put Dan Issel over Carmelo Anthony. There's several guys like that you could easily put in over Carmelo Anthony. He's in the 70s of the top 75 players, no doubt about it. Number 15, I got James Worthy. Now, he's a really good player, but James Worthy just isn't a top 10 all-time small forward. He was a good one. I think he deserved top 75, but like Anthony, he's definitely towards the back end of top 75. Number 14, I got Paul Pierce. He'll try to tell you, oh man, I should be in the top 10. No, you really shouldn't. You do have some pretty good stats and all that, but you weren't really winning until KG and Ray Allen got there. And you had Antoine Walker, not like you had nothing, in a very weak conference. But I do think you deserve top 75, no doubt about it. But I don't see you being any higher than number 14. I just don't. Your defense was pretty good. It wasn't great or elite at all. Number 13, I got Dave DeBusschere. Like I said, a well-rounded, white, poor man Scottie Pippen. Wasn't as athletic, but his game was very effective. He was a nice player for the Knicks, an unsung hero in those championships. Number 12, I got Billy Cunningham. Very good player. Underrated for sure. He helped Will Chamberlain get that championship. They weren't winning. Even when he was on the 76ers, they gave Boston trouble in the playoffs and all that kind of thing. In Billy Cunningham's second season on Philadelphia, they won a championship. That's important to note. He got an ABA MVP when Dr. J was in there, George Gervin was in there. There were some high-level players in the ABA, and Billy Cunningham won the MVP. Number 11, Paul Arizin. Paul Arizin was tremendous. He's probably one of the 5 best players who played in the 50s. I would say something like George Mikan, Bob Cousy, Dolph Schayes, Bob Pettit, and Paul Arizin. I think that's probably the 5. If this guy wouldn't have went to the war, his career resume would have been elevated, and I think we'd be thinking even more of Paul Arizin. So that leaves the top 10. For me, number 10.
Going to give it up, no, extend, Bulls by 21. Pippen again. This time feeds Horace Grant. Bulls by 23.
Scottie Pippen dusting the defense, leaving them in their shoes. Nice reverse under the basket.
3.5 versus the Nets in 1979. Then it's Greg Elo, swatted out of nowhere by Scottie Pippen.
One of his 7 steals and starts the break. Third and BJ to Pippen for the dunk. Fred Carter not happy.
Pennington again. Looking now, finds Scottie Pippen, who doesn't even bother to bring it down.
Yeah, Scottie Pippen. He's a barely top 10 all-time small forward. Top 5 is a joke. Knock it off. And I got this guy just ahead of him. It's close, but just ahead of him at number 9.
They try to double. Here's Dominique. Let's go. Great play by Dominique Wilkins.
That was like waving to your mother on that jet plane taking off at the airport.
And on the break, the other way.
John Battle instead of Doc Rivers. Dominique on the turnaround over Sellers. It's tied. The defensive strategy of the Bulls. Gilmore has the shot. That last shot. Nice play by Wilkins. Here's the isolation play for Dominique Wilkins. He stops and fires. They want to penetrate every time. They've isolated Dominique Wilkins again, but it's just that his leadership is missing. Wilkins from...
Yeah, what's funny is Scottie Pippen led the Bulls in 1994 to this 55-win team, yada, yada. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of circumstances around that. So many players left the East and from the year before, and so many players joined the Bulls. There's a bunch of them. Longley, Kukoc, Kerr, Pete Myers, Bill Wennington. And they lost no one really other than Jordan. But did you know, in that same season in 1994, the Hawks were the number 1 seed. The stupid Hawks traded away Dominique Wilkins, but he was leading that team to the best record in the East. But they traded him. But that was all Dominique. They've all fell apart when he got traded. They got beat in the second round. They barely got out of the first round. But Dominique also had pretty good success in the late 80s, leading Atlanta, 50-win teams and whatnot. But they always just ran into the Pistons, the Celtics. They just weren't quite on that level. He didn't have that kind of help. But Dominique Wilkins, people just think of him as some human highlight film dunker. No, man, the dude actually could shoot. He's a career 81.1% free throw shooter. It's not exactly terrible, but he could shoot. And he was a great offensive rebounder. And my reasoning with the Pippen and Dominique thing came down to, I think Dominique Wilkins' offense matches Scottie Pippen's defense. But I think Dominique's defense was a hair better than Scottie Pippen's offense. That's the way I see it. Number 8 is this guy.
9 field goal. Leonard dives on the floor and takes it away for Wade. As Leonard left wide open. Open looks from downtown. Now to Leonard for 3. In the first 4.5 minutes. James looking for a whistle. Instead a turnover or a missed shot in San Antonio. By Leonard. Leonard gets it back. Fakes the 3. James closes out on him. Leonard shoots and hits. Kawhi Leonard. 6 for 6 from the field. Duncan strip picked up by Leonard. 7 to shoot. Leonard continues.
That's where it felt right for me. I don't think he should be any higher or lower. I just think that's right. Number 8. Number 7, this dude maybe has a case for top 5.
Deflected ball picked up by Ray Berry alone to the basket. The Warriors up by 8. It goes to Berry, who again rolls. He has Porter ahead of him. Berry back on defense. Berry with a block. That's the play. Berry. Wilkes for the rebound. Berry down court. Pass and a basket. Down the tap. Last 5 seconds. He wants Witherspoon. To Berry. That's smart basketball in that situation.
Rick Barry, what can you say, man? That dude was just nice. Such an offensive weapon. And also a dude that could go get you some steals. A pretty good defender. Number 6.
Smart ball player who knows what to do in the right situation. And there's Hondo Shivasovich. Bounce pass to Hondo. Collins on the cover of Sports Illustrated this morning. Hondo puts it down. 8 for 11, a fantastic percentage. Sobers gives it up on the turnover. Silas has got you-know-who. Hondo. Have Collins, they don't have Silas. They got Glenn McDonald and Chocho to the basket, put it down. The clock will start when it's touched. Havlicek touches it. It begins. 3 seconds. Hondo off the glass. He's done it with a second.
John Havlicek, what can you say, man? Just a winner, just a solid, well-rounded, could do everything very good. He may not have been great at any one thing, but he was very good at everything. A rare player. Number 5, one of the best offensive players the league has ever seen. Elgin Baylor, what else do you need to hear? Number 4, another great offensive player, no doubt about it. A little bit of an like Elgin Baylor, he did underachieve though.
He doesn't give up on the play.
Jam inside by Durant. So early fireworks now for Oklahoma City.
High game. Durant for 3 for the win. He's got it! He's got it! He's got it! A half a second! And he lets the big dog eat Collison with the finish.
10 seconds remaining in the third. Durant crossover in the lane to the rim.
Durant. Hey, who needs a shoe?
I guess it's not the shoes.
I just think Durant, with all this talent, all this skill we hear about, should have led either Oklahoma City or Brooklyn to a championship. He would have did that. It would have validated his whole career, but he just never could do it. And I have a tie with second, because I have a tie on my big board rankings at number 11 between 2 players. Here's the first one.
LeBron James on the move, and the ball's knocked out of his hand. Wow, I mean, there's a lot of contact there. And a 6 on the shot clock. James scores. To the steal, Mozgov. Smith on the recovery, and it's laid home. Went right at Horford, able to hit the bank hook. Mozgov works his way into the bucket. Beautiful backdoor play. How frustrating.
Some people got this dude as the GOAT. Not for me. I got him as a top 3 all-time small forward, but he is not number 2. He shares it with this guy.
Quickly to the doctor.
Well, that's one way to start a ball game.
To the doctor, got behind Gross.
Penetration.
Tied with 5:19 to go in the first quarter. The Memorial Golf Finals after this, as Irving puts the Sixers up by 2 on his own course. Steal by Irving. Does he have time? He's airborne at the buzzer. Collins alive. Love to the doctor. It's Bill Walton and Irving on the steal. On the turnover, he'll go airborne.
Dr. J. The dude was an awesome, well-rounded player, a high flyer. He was a good shooter, a good passer, a great shot blocker, a good defender. He was an excellent, all-time great player. I have him as one of the 12 best players who ever played, and I have him as one of the 3 best small forwards who ever played. And number 6 on my big board among all players.
Johnson. Bird with a steal off the pass from Dumars. Seasting on the baseline. Gets the jumper. Jerry. Bird guarding Dantley. Shot clock to 5. Dantley spinning and shooting and missing. Bird rebounds.
Oh, Boston, great defense on that sequence, and Parrish running out.
How many times have you... There's Johnson trying to get out around that screen again, but Bird now. Bird against Rodman. Spins around the rookie. Reverses it in.
Larry Bird, 3-time MVP, a player who really had no weaknesses. An amazing shooter, a great three-point shooter, a great free throw shooter, so he can score at all 3 levels. An unbelievable passer, probably one of the 10 or 15 best passers I have ever seen. No question. An unbelievable rebounder, averaged 10 rebounds a game for his career, and his defense was very solid. That's why he got 3 all-defensive teams. Very good defender. No, he was not athletic. No, he was not super fast. But man, was he smart, and he knew how to position his body in a way to make plays and to put his teammates in position to make plays. Just the best small forward that this person right here has ever seen. And I had the luxury of seeing Larry Bird's entire career. I was a young 8-year-old kid when his career started, but I saw it, and this dude was unbelievable. My favorite player growing up, he was the best. But this Scottie Pippen top 5 business is just crazy. You can make a case for Scottie Pippen better than Dominique Wilkins, maybe Kawhi Leonard. Okay, maybe. That would get him into the top 8. You're telling me Scottie Pippen was better than Rick Barry? Rick Barry won a championship with Jamal Wilkes as the second best player, beating a 60-win Washington team, very good team, with a front line of Wes Unseld and Elvin Hayes. Beat that team. Took the 67 76ers to 6 games. His resume, his line is ridiculous. He's a great player. I often think, even though I did it by a criteria, I ranked Rick Barry too low. He's better than John Havlicek? I don't know about that one either. John Havlicek was an unbelievably great, well-rounded player. Pippen was too, but his offense was a little lacking. Havlicek, when Russell left, was getting like 27 points a game. Pippen never sniffed 27 points a game. That's with a 3-pointer. And the top 5 is absolutely off limits. Elgin Baylor, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Dr. J, and Larry Bird. There is no way Scottie Pippen is better than any of those guys. And even Barry and Havlicek, no way. So at best, Pippen is number 8. And that's being very generous. But I think he's more like number 10. And there's even a case that I think Paul Arizin is better than Pippen. Now, I didn't put him there because I think Pippen, all things considered, should be in the top 10. But anybody who thinks Scottie Pippen is a top 5 all-time small forward, I guarantee you they're a LeBron lover and a Jordan hater. I promise you that would be the only case that would make somebody be that illogical in their take. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. You would have ranked somebody higher, lower? Is there somebody who's not a top 75 small forward that I should have snuck in there? Let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, please hit the like button. If you wouldn't mind sharing it, that would be great. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I give daily content. And that's it. Until next time.